Hello, everybody. Welcome to Storm Talk. Way through News meteorologist Brian Good here on this Thursday as we head into the weekend. Obviously, the big issue here is going to be storm chances. It's a matter of timing them out, and still, we're getting some consensus on the data suggesting that there's a couple periods that are better than others to see coverage of thunderstorms. But overall, we're going to stand a chance at a thunderstorm starting as early as tomorrow morning all the way through Monday afternoon, because there's so much humidity at play this weekend that it's only going to take just a small trigger or a boundary to create a thunderstorm or a heavy downpour. We're not expecting really in terms a lot of severe weather, and I'll show you why in a second. First off, speaking of severe weather, here are the outlooks from the Storm Prediction Center, and they keep most of the thunderstorm action in that lighter shade of green to our west. Marginal severe weather near St. Louis, the main action though into Texas as we head into tomorrow. Right along the warm front itself is where they are pegging the idea for our marginal risk here for some severe weather, mainly north of us. Meanwhile, very active here in the Plain States. And then as we head into the day on Saturday, an outbreak is looking more and more likely here, well to our west, while we're just kind of in that marginal area to see thunderstorms at all, marginal severe, still well to our west. So we're going to avoid the rough part of the system, which is good, but we could still see some lightning and thunder and gusty winds. And based on the dew points, we could see quite a bit of heavy rain in the area. Right now it's 72 outside. We get that cloud cover at the moment, limiting our heating somewhat. 73 into the Eton area. You see those clouds streaming overhead. They're just thin enough the sun can get through them, but they are out there, and they will limit the heating somewhat for the afternoon. You see the showers trying to pop here on the radar. The radar kind of loses its image at the last second. Let me get you a different view here of the radar so you can see that better. You see the showers moving in, but the atmosphere is very dry in the lower levels. So the models are trying to throw rainfall at us here this evening, but the lower layers are dry, so you may see threatening looking clouds. Maybe you can see the striations of raindrops later on, especially if you're off to the west, but you can see how the dry air is going to eat it alive in the area. So very, very, very small chance for raindrops for this evening. The main system is still way down here to our south before we really get into that more humid atmosphere. When you heat things up, you break the cloud cover up, and that's where you see the warm air now taking hold in Arkansas, and again, that'll be here as early as tomorrow. Dew points starting to rise in that area as well. Dew points now here in Louisville are 50, but once we get into tomorrow and the weekend, we're going to see dew points well in the 60s, if not close to 70 degrees. So humid during the day and very humid at night. I mean, at nighttime, your AC is going to go crazy trying to keep everybody cool. All right, speaking of wind fields, again, we look for anything above 40 knots for severe weather. Best chance for that, added the main low in the Plain States as we head into, this is going to be late Saturday, by the way. That's why they have that outbreak potential here. Very marginal winds here. We could have a gusty storm late Saturday night as that passes through. And then Sunday afternoon, this is from the NAM model, as far as you can see. Again, the best chance for severe weather will be just ahead of the main parent low itself, which would be Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. We may see some glancing blow of stronger winds briefly over us as we get into late Sunday into Monday, but nothing like what they'll have to the north. And even at that point, the system begins to lose its punch. So I'm not that concerned about severe weather is the point out of this system. Here's a couple models. RPM tonight doesn't show any rain coming out of these clouds from the west. It's taking Virga off the table even completely. Tomorrow, start off fairly dry, it looks like. The afternoon will warm things up rapidly tomorrow, much rapidly compared to what we've seen today. So we'll be at least 80 by midday. Thunderstorms pop in the radar in the afternoon. Saturday, they pop again. This time, coverage on Saturday a little more widespread. Some of the consensus on this is happening for the models. And then here's an interesting change here is some of the models are hinting at something may develop Saturday night and moving here toward midnight Sunday with some gusty thunderstorms. That's along that wind pocket. Again, right now the RPM isn't showing that, but we're going to keep an eye on that potential Saturday night for some late night thunderstorms that could roll through. Sunday, scattering of showers and storms. I'll still think the coverage on Sunday is going to be very limited compared to what we'll see on Saturday, and then as we into Sunday night, Monday, that's when the front moves through. Here's the NAM model. Dry this evening. As we head into Friday, it does bring out the chance for a few pop-up storms. You see the NAM's not overly excited, but I wouldn't rule out a few pop-up storms in the afternoon. Very warm, by the way, for your Friday afternoon. And as we into Friday evening into the overnight, it does show a few storms popping, mainly south of Louisville, but everybody has a chance. Saturday, though, again, coverage more on the widespread nature, and therefore the temperature will be struggling as well. May not get above 80 in some areas, depending on how quickly these showers and storms will blossom on Saturday. And this is what I was talking about that Saturday night, midnight, Sunday issue is showing that cluster forming here. The NAM is showing it moving in. We're not expecting severe, but could be some very heavy rain with that during the overnight. We'll watch that trend, see if it continues to show up on the models. Most of Sunday afternoon, I think will be mainly dry. A few storms mainly to the east, but again, this will be very scattered for everybody. And then we'll wait and see what happens late Sunday night and Monday. We fully expect thunderstorms to fire up somewhere in this area in Illinois Sunday night and work their way in here from Monday morning through midday Monday. They should weaken as they approach, but that'll be the main band of storms. And by the time the sun comes back out Monday afternoon, the cold front should be mainly east of 65. So anything that develops Monday afternoon will likely be East Kentucky, not so much here in town, if the speed of the front is correct. If it's slower than expected, then we may see some redevelopment closer to us. But right now it looks to be east of us for Monday. So that's how it stands right now. Again, heavy rain is going to be our main issue here. Lightning. You can get strong gusty winds out of this when storms collapse on themselves. Since the winds are so light above us, you can get some downburst winds. So we can't rule that out. But organized severe weather is not likely out of this system. We just don't have the wind fields to support that. And that's good. The bad news about that, I mentioned those high dew points, is you can get some flash flooding if these storms develop and don't move very fast. Be careful. You could see a quick burst of heavy rain in your backyard. Then after a front goes by, look what the Euro is trying to do. This is going to get everybody excited. The Euro is trying to say that a core at 40 to 50 degree temperatures, highs, next Wednesday are possible in the Midwest in the Ohio Valley. Mainly because of clouds and maybe some light drizzle, but we'll see if that happens or not. Right now, we've got 70s in the forecast, but the Euro says 50s would be the best we can do. That's some chilly air. We'll give that another day or two to stir in the pot before we react to it. All right, guys, that's how it stands today. Enjoy the nice quiet weather this afternoon, and hopefully don't cancel your plans this weekend. Just have a backup plan if threatening skies do develop in your area.